Cradled deep within the lush vegetation of the Steenbank Nature Reserve, lies the Coedmore Castle, Durban's best kept secret. With its antiquated stone face appearance, grand scale, and the thick vegetation that cocoons this gracious home, one can't help but feel like they've been transported back 100 years.
This is a place and stuff of fairy tales. I'm your host, Melissa, and on today's edition, we explore the fascinating Steenbank family. This family home houses rich historical events and truths that form a local part of our KZN history. And through a guided tour with Jenny Keith, the great-granddaughter of Deering Steenbank, we get a rare insight into their lives, their times, and family events that her family have been witness to.
Let's familiarize ourselves with the very interesting and well-accomplished Steenbank history. This is a side of KZN we haven't heard of, ladies and gentlemen. Follow us as we explore it.
Thank you. Lovely to meet you. Thank you for having us. Welcome to the show, Jenny. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Melissa. It's lovely that you could be here today.
Thank you. Why is it that Coedmore Castle is not well known to the public?
Because it's been a family home. Once my grandparents died about 30 years ago, it took us a while as a family to sort of get to the stage where we realized that it actually did need to be open to the public, and we probably needed to raise some funding. So I would say it's only in the last 10 years that we've really gone that route. We're not a big commercial venture. We are just one family that's doing the best we can to look after a family home that we love to the best of our ability.
Coming back on the maintenance part, because it's such an incredible site, so how do you maintain it all?
What we do to get a bit of money in is we run tours of the house. We also have opened the gardens to the public for weddings and other functions. So we've experimented with various different things to bring in a bit of help to maintain it.
What are your future goals or plans for the castle?
I think we would really hope as a family that it could be kept as it is. So we would hope that perhaps as a museum, that would be what we would really want. And we're hoping that it will actually form an integral part of what we're hoping to establish here, which is a vibrant tourist destination called the Ndabankulu Heritage Hub. And that would incorporate Coedmore, the Nature Reserve, the Wilderness Leadership School, the Mary Steenbank Art Museum, and with the underpinning themes of heritage, arts and culture. Melissa, this is the entrance hall. The house was built in 1882 by my great-grandfather Deering Steenbank. There's a portrait of him over there, and that is my great-grandmother, Ethel. And with the help of the local labour, it was built in 3 years and completed in 1885. This was a little carriage light. The family used an ox wagon as a form of transport, and at night they used little lights like this to light their way. These bugles were picked up on the battlefields during the First World War. As you can see, the horses' hooves have tramped over them, so they've got indentations in them. This is a bust done in bronze of Ethel Steenbank. It was done by Mary Steenbank, who was a sculptress. We're currently renovating one of the old farm buildings to house her vast private collection of sculptures and other archival material. She did a lot of public commissions in South Africa and in and around Durban. This mural was painted by Wildervid van Hall. My great-grandmother commissioned her to paint this mural depicting the early history of the family and of Durban. So what we have here is the arrival of Deering, and down below here, the bushbuck, which were always endemic to the area. Deering and standing here central with his brothers. He had a very tall stick. He used that, I think, because the bush was very thick, and wherever he went, he carried this stick, so we still have that. This was the ensuite bathroom area. These basins are always of interest to people. They lift up. They're made of marble and they lift up like that. The water gets emptied. This is the dining room, Melissa. The table here seats 22 people. It can be extended a little bit more than this. It's got an extra couple of leaves. Through that door is a spiral staircase. And as you can see, we also have quite a nice, interesting selection of silverware. And yes, we've got a lot of that china. We've got a whole dinner service, cups, saucers, and a lot of other big platters and so on and so forth. This is the front veranda. Looks out over the garden. Two beautiful tamarind trees that were planted many years ago provide wonderful shade for the zebra and the buck that are often grazing here.
This has been incredible. Thank you so much for having us.
It's been wonderful to have you today.
Thank you. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. Tune in to next week where we go more onto South Africa's treasures. Until then, goodbye.